Good evening, Trio Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in to this special episode of the Let's Talk Trio podcast. I want to acknowledge the feeling of uncertainty, confusion, and frustration the Trio community is currently feeling. This past week was filled with a lot of questions about where our Trio programs stand. With the Trump administration issuing a freeze on federal programs, many programs, including Trio, we're scrambling to figure out what is happening. How would this impact the people they serve? When the announcement was made, there was a lot of questions about what did this impact? When would it happen? And what did the programs need to prepare for? Unfortunately, the Trump administration had no answer. They gave very vague outlines and provided little to no context. Frustration mounted. People were worried and concerned, and rightfully so. The concern grew into echoes. People calling congressional leaders to find out what was happening with Trio and the other impacted federal programs. Trio Nation, I felt your pain. As an alumni of both the Trio Student Support Services Program and Upward Bound, I felt that frustration deeply. We all took to social media, began advocating for the Trio programs. And in that moment, Trio united, as it always does, to push back an illegal power grab by an administration bent on hurting folks. This week has been a whiplash, and you all have handled it with so much grace. And we want to thank every single one of you, our Trio leaders, our supporters, our advocates, for continuing to support the mission. Trio is important. The work you do is important. And this administration is going to continue its attack. When I was working in Trio, I've always felt that Trio was on the defense. And this only shows that the community, rightfully so, has to continue defending these programs. I am with you. We are with you. We will not let this administration put a stranglehold on Trio programs. I recognize that Trio programs have a deep impact on student success, whether the Trump administration knows that or not. I want to take a moment to also say thank you to the advisors at Colorado State University who stepped up and called their congressional representatives. I want to thank every single one of you, the CSU Online advisors and our CSU Online advising network. I want to say thank you for raising your voices and contributing to our echoes, to the Trio community for rallying so quickly, for putting together a quick defense for Trio. This federal freeze, unjustified as it was, is not the last time they'll do this. We're going to continue advocating, continue protecting, and making sure that the funding is there for our Trio programs. The Let's Talk Trio podcast, myself, Amelia Castañeda, and John Russell, we stand with you, Trio. We stand with the community. These programs were already funded. These programs were already promised the money. Something like that should never happen again, but we know that it can and it will. The Let's Talk Trio podcast will continue highlighting the stories of our Trio community because your voices deserve to be amplified. It is unimaginable that an administration would attempt to erase our programs. I'm using this platform to continue raising awareness, to advocate for our Trio programs, and to platform the voices that have felt the effects of TRIO. I will also take a moment to say our hearts still are with the Los Angeles community and our TRIO family in Los Angeles who were impacted by the fires. We hope that you're finding comfort, solace, and support. We will include a link to the support for our friends affected in Los Angeles. Please donate anything you can to continue helping these communities. If you want to support TRIO, please make a donation to the Council for Opportunity and Education, COE. I will include the links below as well. And TRIO alumni, be sure you're signing up to be recognized as an alumni through the National TRIO Alumni Association. It is important and imperative that we identify ourselves as TRIO alumni, proud of our programs, proud of the programs that have allowed us to access education. I'm calling on all of us to 1, protect the TRIO programs, 2, help our Los Angeles community, and 3, advocate, advocate, advocate. Do not allow yourselves to tire out. Definitely practice self-care. But in those moments where you find energy and you have the voice and you're ready to push back, call your congressional representatives. Let them know that TRIO works.